Today we're going to grow 5 blue roses in 5 different ways, because yes, there are multiple paths that lead towards getting blue roses. Some are more complicated than others, but they're all mind-numbingly, brain-twistingly absurd. The 5 methods I have found are from Yui's ACNH guides, and the link is in the description if you want to read it for yourself. These 5 methods are called the Asteriation 4-step method, the Asteriation Genepool method, the BackwardsN Genepool method, the Paleh method, and the Folklore method. All of these methods start from seeds, since flowers that come from seeds have known genomes, and if you're like me and you haven't heard the word genome since 10th grade biology, let me briefly explain. Every flower has genes, with a G. But they're not able to be deciphered by just looking at them. Take this red rose, for example. Yeah, it's a red rose, and for the purposes of decorating, that's all that matters. But for the purposes of breeding it for hybrids, that's not good enough. You need to know how it got there. Did it start here when you made the island? Was it grown with seeds? Did it come from breeding other flowers? Did you get it off of Nook Miles Island? Where did you come from? Tell me! If you don't know the answer, then it makes hybrid breeding much harder because its genetic makeup is completely unknown. So that's why all these methods start from seeds, since that's what makes flowers that we work with have known genes and can reliably predict what flowers they will make. So we started an island and cleared out a nice big open area to work in, because we're gonna need a lot of space. I'll color code each method using patterns, with red being the Asteriation 4-step, Asteriation Genepool being yellow, BackwardsN being green, Paleh being blue, and Folklore being black. The colors of these methods are mostly how I'll refer to them from here on out, not because I want to discredit the authors of which these methods are named after, but mostly because it's easier. But thank you to them for coming up with these methods because, my god, it truly is a mad science. So red starts out simple with 2 white rose seeds, which we're hoping makes a purple rose. Yellow starts with 2 white rose seeds and 2 yellow rose seeds. Green starts with a red and a white seed. Blue starts with a white and a yellow, a white and a white, and a red and a yellow pairing. And black starts with a white and yellow, white and white, and a red and yellow. Already confused? Good. Me too. With everything planted, we'll now have to time travel one day at a time, watering all of the flowers as we go. Of course, we'll hang on to the ones that we'll need further down the flow chart, and flowers that we don't need will be banished to the beach. For some extra fun, we'll track how many in-game days each method takes along the way. Alright, any flowers. So obviously, the red yellows are going to try to give me orange. So I got a red. Okay, so from the yellow. Okay, we don't want a red. We're looking for a black from these reds, so this is junk. Alright, so we want to throw that red rose out here. Did we get anything from... Okay, we got something from here. Okay, this is good. So from the red-white that we planted for BackwardsN, we wanted a red. Because apparently this A means that it's a hybrid red. So I think that that's good. What we didn't want was a pink. What we did want was a red here. And then we got to take that red, and we got to breed it with a yellow seed. And then from there, we have to get this red. And then 2 of those reds then have to make one of any of these. A blue rose, perhaps. Oh my god. Okay, I'm already getting scrambled here. And then that red goes with a yellow seed. Okay. Jesus. And from the black, the Folklore method, we got nothing. Okay, so just water and move on to the next day. So with the proverbial and literal seeds planted for this challenge, we're going to follow each method individually to make it easier by not jumping around from method to method. We'll start with red, described as easy in difficulty, but also the slowest method of all of them. Of course, we could get lucky and have it end up not taking long at all. So it takes 16 in-game days to get our purple, which isn't too bad considering 3/4 of the time you're expecting to end up with getting a white rose instead. So we'll pair that now with a red seed which has 2 possible offsprings, another red rose, which is junk, or a pink rose, which is good. Each of those has a 50-50 chance to happen. And by the way, that doesn't mean that I have a 50% chance of getting a pink rose every day that goes by. What it does mean, if those 2 flowers breed, that offspring has a 50% chance of being pink. Red is Aster 4-step, and we need a... we need a pink! So 3 in-game days later, we got our pink. That was fast. So now we'll pair those with a yellow seed with hopes of getting another red, but a special kind of red, one that can make a blue rose with 2 of itself. which makes it sound like we're really close until you realize that the reds that we need only have a 12.5% chance of appearing, and then 2 of those reds have a 1.56% chance of a blue. So we're off to a fast start with this method, but can it continue? Spoiler alert, no.
One eternity later.
We want... Wait a minute. Yes, we want a red from this. It took so long to get a red from this pairing that I actually forgot that I needed it once it actually came around. But we got it now, and we'll set it aside for the moment. Now, many of you may already know about cloning, but I'll briefly explain it if you don't. Flowers can self-reproduce a flower with the exact genetic makeup of itself, a clone. In this case, we need to breed 2 of these red roses together to get a blue from this method. So to maximize our odds of getting a second red rose, we'll water that same pink-yellow pairing that got us the red rose, and we'll also water the red rose separately. That way we'll get a mate for this guy a little faster. Okay, so this cloned, which means now I can breed it with itself, and then hopefully that will get me... That can make me a blue. That's the last step. I literally am only just waiting for a blue from this now. That being said, I'm going to wait for more reds here from this pink and yellow. I'm going to wait for that to make me more reds because it is a 1.56% chance that those 2 reds make me a blue. So the more of those reds that I can get down, the better. 1.56% means that every flower we get from this pairing has about a 1 in 64 chance of being blue. On day 114, yes, day 114, we get another red to add on, increasing our chances ever so slightly. Does it help? Oh wait, a red. Can throw that red down with the other reds. Alright, so 4 red roses now. Any day now, surely. Alright, this method is ass. It's day 178 now, and to celebrate the half-year anniversary of this challenge, I was blessed with another red. But I feel like, at this point, I could have filled the entire island up with these red rows, and I still wouldn't get the blue. Definitely the method that is easiest, but I cannot imagine doing this without time traveling. Hey, another red, let's go. Speaking of bugs, I have a spider. I flicked it off my monitor. Calmest spider interaction? I mean, it wasn't like a fucking Black Widow, okay? If it was a Black Widow, I'd be fucking, like, against the wall, begging for my life. Our red rose collection grows, along with my frustration. Joe Biden's campaign team made an Animal Crossing island. I saw it! I saw it! Hey! I saw it! I saw it! I saw it! I saw it. I saw it. Mac, you spoiled it. He spoiled it. Go. So that's the Asteriation 4-step. Rating? Don't do this unless you have a lot of time on your hands. Out of 10. Asteriation Genepool method is next. The, quote, fastest method recommended for advanced gardeners. Well, that clearly describes me accurately, so this should be no problem. To refresh you, this method is color-coded yellow and started with a pair of white roses and a pair of red roses. Oh, and then we got a purple from this white with the yellow. And then the purple is going to get bred with a black that the red reds make up there. Okay, so this is good. To save myself the confusion of mistaking this purple rose with another, I'm going to surround it in a custom pattern that identifies the genetics of this purple rose. The numbers here are merely ways of doing that as copied from the website that I'm using. Maybe they mean something, maybe they don't. Maybe don't think about it too hard. This also keeps the rose contained, making sure that it doesn't spread out of control. Now, as far as getting a mate for this purple goes, we have an equal chance to get a black rose from these reds as we did a purple from those whites. So we should expect one pretty soon, right? Asteriation Genepool is supposed to be the best one for getting blue roses as fast as possible. Dude, this is slow as hell. I still need a black from those 2 reds. I gotta plant more red roses. I have not... It's been 60 days since I planted these red roses, and I have not gotten a black rose. I've only gotten this purple. This purple has been waiting for so long to get a mate, a black rose mate, that it started, like, posting on 4chan. I planted a few more pairs of red rose seeds together to help my chances, something I should have done earlier, but remember, this island has not progressed very far, so getting the right type of seeds I needs fucking cut that out. Getting the right types of seed that I need is pretty tough, but the plan works, and on day 75 we get our black rose, and we can finally continue. Our purple rose will join the black rose, and from those we need a red rose, which is luckily the only thing we need from that combination. So it comes quickly enough on day 81, and now that red will be paired with a yellow seed in hopes of getting another red rose. One that could make a blue rose outright when bred with a clone of itself, but will more likely lead to a blue down the line. We'll keep that black-purple pairing together because the more reds it spits out, the better. After getting 3 of those pairs together, we get a red that we need on day 96. So we'll completely tear apart this area and focus only on getting that red rose to clone. And 6 days later, it does. Here, ooh, nice. Okay, this. Well, and now 2 of these reds together. 2 of these reds together has a 1.56% chance of giving me a blue outright. So this is actually the same red rose that we had from the red method, the 1.56% chance pairing. We just took a different path to get here. But in this method, instead of just relying on this red-red inbred kindred combo to give us a blue rose, we'll take any red, orange, or black rose that it makes and clone those 2. Then pairing the clones of those flowers together has a much more likely 5.1% chance to give us a blue, about 3 times more likely than the 1.56% chance. And then I can do the same thing with this red. Right, okay, I can do the same thing with this red that I did with these oranges, where I can put it on its own here, and I can have it clone and then breed it together with its clone. It gets to the point where I have 3 different pairings in this method that can give me a blue rose with no luck yet. But on day 132, we get it. Yeah, it does taste like, well, I don't know, like soap tastes nasty and cilantro tastes nasty, so maybe I do, I don't know. Hey, let's fucking go! Wait! Is that supposed to happen? So I was confused at first because I had been expecting a blue rose from the other pairings that came from clones. I sort of forgot that this red did have a chance of getting us a blue as well, so with 3 pairs of flowers that had a 5.1% chance, we got 0 blue roses. But with the 1 pair that had a 1.56% chance, we got 1. Probability, baby! Next is the BackwardsN Genepool, marked as green. We already made a bit of progress with this method earlier, getting a red rose from the initial red-white pairing, but, and this is a detail I sort of skipped over at the time, there's a 50-50 chance that this red rose is no good. But there's no way of knowing that without just trying it and seeing. So we'll throw it together with a yellow seed, and we'll know if it's good if we get another red rose from this pairing. Alright, whatever. So I got another red. This red bud is the same as this red flower right here. On day 16, we get another red, which will also pair with a yellow seed in case that first red isn't the kind that we want. To be honest with you, I don't even still need this red-white, because I have a red-yellow here. I actually have 2 sets of red-yellows here that I already have. I made the decision to get rid of the red-white, assuming at least one of the 2 reds that I got were the kind of reds that I need, but after 55 days, they have not given me a red rose. So I go back and I re-add the red-white pairing to make extra sure that I get the red I need. Okay, so this made another red, which I'm happy to pair with another yellow seed. After another red rose on day 68, we now have 4 red roses that are in limbo until we figure out if any of them are the reds that we need. Statistically speaking, 4 reds with a 50% chance of being, quote, good reds mean that we're pretty unlikely to have all of them be, as the kids would say, lemon. But this is what pets do, man. They like sit in the most inconvenient places. Wait, is that a red? Okay, that red-yellow gave me a red up there. That's really good, actually. That means that we're progressing in BackwardsN. Knowing now that this red is good, it will either lead to a blue rose directly or further down the line. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is now we're going to clear out everything from the BackwardsN, since I got one of these reds, and I'm going to try to clone this red that I have. It does clone itself on day 104, and on day 105 gets us an orange rose. I think what you can do is you can breed an orange and a black, an orange and a red, an orange and an orange, a black and a red and an orange, etc., and that has a 2.2% chance of giving you a blue. So really, this orange could clone, or I can pair it with something that this red gives me, and I have a decent chance of getting a blue from that. So basically at this point, any flower that we get from this red combo can be piled onto the flower orgy that this has become, and a flower orgy it truly is. Every single pairing of flowers in that group has a 2.2% chance of giving us a blue rose. So the beauty of this method is that it isn't so much the quality of our chances, but the sheer quantity of the flowers that we have. Every day I time travel to gets me at least a few new flowers, so it was only a matter of time before we do eventually get it. Ooh! And finally, the BackwardsN Genepool orgy gets us our third blue rose. So now the Paleh method, denoted by the blue square. On the surface, it's probably the method that looks the most intimidating. Lines, notes, testing, oh my. It started with a white-yellow, white-white, and a red-yellow. The red-yellow of which did get us an orange pretty quickly, but this orange will be used way down the line, so we'll mark its genetic makeup and set it aside for the moment. From the white and the yellow, we're looking for a white. And that's what's called a hybrid white. As we did with the orange, we'll set aside this white until we get a purple from the white-white. This method is off to quite a strong start. And that's good, because that's exactly what we want. Now that I have this purple, I can then take this white. This white and this purple go together. Okay, so from this white and purple, we need another purple. But a specific kind of purple. See, there's actually two different kinds of purples that we can get from here. A 0020 purple and a 0120 purple. We want the 0120 purple, but of course, we don't know which one we get from just looking at it. So we have to test. Onions are good, though. Okay. Purple and white made a purple. We'll take the purple and pair it with a yellow seed, and if that purple and yellow makes another yellow, we're good. It's confirmed that it's a 0120 purple. If it makes a white, and bear with me here, it could still be good. Because 0120 purples have a 50-50% chance of giving you a white rose. So 1, 2, 3 white roses could just be chalked up as unlucky. So we'll run this purple-yellow together and also have that purple-white keep pumping out purples in case this one is no good, labeling it clearly as a test. On day 32, we get another purple to test, and then on day 40, yet another one. With 3 purple roses being tested now, there is a 7/8 chance that at least one of these purples is good. It's just a matter of finding out which one. Fuck. God damn it. Alright, this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th white flower that this purple and yellow has given me. I am beginning to believe that this purple is bad. It's done. It's done. You're out of chances, pal. You struck out. It's like 5 white roses from this purple. I am led to believe that this purple is no good. Hopefully they continue to make you happy. Speaking of happy, this is good. That means that this purple rose is good. Now that we have a good purple, we'll clone it and then breed it with itself, the copy of itself. It is November after all. What do I need from this? Purple, and the Paleh method? I need a white! Let's go! Okay. And then that white gets paired with... We finally get to use this orange! Okay. So this orange and white will make an orange, and then that orange replaces this orange. Okay. So basically... what's going to happen is essentially this orange and white will have a kid, and then this kid, like, the kid basically, what was I going to say? I actually lost my train of thought there. Barren American accent. This is good! This is good. We want to now swap this orange with this orange. Because now that needs to breed with this white, which gives us a 25% chance of a red, and then that red clones with itself. 2 of those clones have a 25% chance of making a blue. We're very close. We're very close with the Paleh method. Before getting a red from that orange-white, we'll get another orange. This orange has the same genes as its parent orange, so we'll go ahead and set it aside if we get another white rose, which we do on day 114 from that purple earlier. So we have now doubled our chances for a red rose that we need, and it's only a matter of time before we get it. And as this path of roses keeps spitting out oranges and whites that we use, we can throw those on there too. But I did. And then now, okay, wait, Paleh. Oh, and now, okay, so now that red will clone and then breed with itself, and then that's a 25% chance. So we can wait either until that red clones, or we can get another red from the orange-white pile, and the latter happens first. On day 135, we get another red, and these two reds have a very encouraging 25% chance to give me a blue. On top of that, any reds that it gives me can also be added onto there, further enhancing our odds. I'm less against... Hey, let's go! Sorry, that was so loud. I'm sorry, that was so loud. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Jesus. That's so embarrassing. And now the Folklore method, which is actually the method derived from Animal Crossing New Leaf. The devs brought it over to New Horizons as well, and it will be labeled by the black square. It starts with a white-yellow, which we want a white from, a white-white, which we want a purple from, and a red-yellow, which we want an orange from. Still a better name than Walmart. Okay, yeah, I definitely would agree with that. That's what we want from a white-white. Okay, so black's the Folklore method. This purple will be set aside from now, awaiting a white rose to mate with from the white-yellow pairing. Day 29 gives us our orange rose, and that also gets set aside for a while for further down the line. And Folklore, white and yellow from Folklore. Yeah, I need that white, and then I need to breed that white with this purple. Yeah, wait, that's perfect. We're hoping that that purple-white gives us another purple of which will need to be tested, same as in the blue method. Ooh! Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, I'm confused, I'm scared. Where I put it with a yellow seed, and I have to see if it makes a yellow flower. If it makes a white one, that's no good. It's like taking a flower pregnancy test? Yeah, basically. Fuck. Okay, so this test... It could just be the unlucky that I got a white one, but it's not a good start. Fuck! We get another purple to test, seeing as how our first one seems to be a dud. Folklore. Yes! 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 Folklore! Let's fucking go! Alright. We'll grab that orange from a bit ago and pair it with our confirmed 0120 purple. And now we want an orange offspring from these two flowers. This method's going pretty good so far. It only took another, month before we got our orange. And on day 93, it clones. Now that orange has a 6.25% chance for a blue straight up, which would be nice, but more likely we'll get a red from them, and then two of those reds have a 25% chance of a blue, whichever happens first. And then this orange in the Folklore method. And then two of those reds have a 25% chance of a blue. So that's actually huge progress. Raspberry's got these little hairs on them. Like, get those off of there. Fucking shave those things off before you feed them to me. Okay, cool, that clone. So we're on the last step of the Folklore method. So, for the fifth and final time, we now wait for that combination to give us a blue rose. And how do you feel about Florida? Okay, I'm gonna be... This'll be... Dude! Let's go! Folklore! Literally the next day. Holy shit, we've gotten like 3 blue roses, like, rapid fire here. Here's the final count for how many days each method took. Your mileage may vary with these, of course, but no matter what, all of the different ways of getting blue roses will be a huge time sink. Unless you get them off Nookazon. Bye!